Where are seniors going in Anne Arundel County to stay active and purchase local fruits and vegetables? Join me next on Food for Thought. Hi, I'm Jodi, the host for Food for Thought, and thanks for watching. Today I'm joined by Brandi from the Anne Arundel County Department of Aging and Disabilities. Hi Brandi, welcome to Food for Thought.
Thanks Jodi, glad to be here.
Can you tell the viewers a little bit about yourself and where you live?
Sure, I live in Pasadena. I've lived in Anne Arundel County for the last 5 years, and I've worked for the Department of Aging and Disabilities for the last 5 years. I am the Director of Community Engagement and Planning, and what does that entail? I am the Public Information Officer. I work with emergency preparedness for our demographic, and I love Anne Arundel County. I work with a lot of different agencies, and I love partnering with you.
Well, thank you. And I think we talked a little bit before the show just how much we love where we live, right?
We do.
There's no better place than Anne Arundel County.
It is the best place.
And I think it affords us so much access to the outdoors, right? To the city, to everything. It's a great place to be part of, to work in, and just to be able to partner with other agencies like yourself.
Yes, and it's close to everything. We're close to Baltimore, and then we have Annapolis. We are close to DC, and that's one of the things my son in college, he misses about it. He's in West Virginia now, and he says, what do I do? Where do I go? I have nothing to do. So we're really lucky where we live, and we have a great community building on it.
It's funny because I know we do talk about our kids, and I have 2 daughters that are in Anne Arundel County Public Schools, so shout out to them, and they still do eat the school lunches, which I love. But when they're talking about going to college and they want to move away, I'm like, no, stay right here.
Yeah.
What a better place.
Yes. Yep, they love it. And Rocco, my son, he loves it too. But yeah, it's one of the things we love about Anne Arundel.
Right?
Yeah, we'll see.
So having your role as Public Information Officer for Aging and Disabilities, I think is huge, right? Because you just reach all parts of our county and with all of our seniors. But tell us a little bit about the operation, right? So for somebody watching, they're going to say, well, what really is the Anne Arundel County Department of Aging and Disabilities? And what role do you play here for the county?
Well, we get that question a lot. We do a lot of outreach in the community, but one of our main vision is to help older adults, individuals with disabilities, caregivers, and anybody who wishes to plan their future. So who does that entail? Just about everybody in the county. And really, when people come to us at outreach events, I say, who hasn't been a caregiver at one point in their life? You're either taking care of your children and making sure they get nutritious meals at school, or you're taking care of your parents, or you're sandwiched in and taking care of both at the same time. So we are here to help you plan for your future and help everybody else plan for their future.
And I think so many of us are starting to be in that role of the sandwich generation, right? Because we do have older parents, but we still have our children as well, and then we could be aging at the same time as well.
Exactly. we all have to take care of each other,
right.
And you see that happening a lot more. We have the fastest growing population in the nation, and you and I have spoken before that by the year 2040, the older adult population will double.
Wow.
Which really lays a lot on all of our programs and services that we need to serve the county in.
And I know in the school system, we're constantly looking at, as our population, so our student enrollment is increasing as well. So we keep looking at, what do we want to do differently? How are we going to adjust what we do in our county as our Anne Arundel County public school systems, students grow and school capacity, right? They keep more and more schools, but we're building new schools at the same time. So we're constantly looking at it, and I'm sure you're doing exactly the same thing of how do we look, who we service, right? Who's really our customer, and then how can we jointly help your customers as well as ours.
Right, our customer base is growing daily, and we are constantly trying to figure out innovative ways to serve every bit of our community and Anne Arundel County citizens.
Right. How about for somebody watching again, just you have so many programs, there's so much that you do. I think we could probably talk the whole show about that, but could you just, highlight some, and I don't even, start wherever you would like. I'm so impressed with each and every one. I love what they offer, And I just think what it does for our senior population is just exemplary. It's perfect.
Thank you. And we do have 22 programs that we serve in 24 locations throughout the county on a weekly basis. And I'll just go through some of them because we have a lot of them. It would take up the whole show. But we have information and assistance specialists that are on hand, on call, and they will help you through resources that you may need to help you stay in your home as long as possible. And why do we want people to stay in their home as long as possible? If someone is in the nursing home, it may cost them between $80,000 and $90,000 a year to stay there. And so we want you to stay home. You would like to stay home as long as you can. And we want to be sure that we're making it the most effective for our residents in the county. We have the Family Caregiver program, which helps professional caregivers and family caregivers. Like we said, caregivers are sandwiched right now. They're taking care of a lot. And sometimes they need a little respite. So we offer a respite program. Maybe you need a couple hours to go to the grocery store or go out, maybe go to the spa if you want to, just relax a little bit. So we pair people up with caregivers in the community. We also have a telephone reassurance program where you get a friendly phone call and just to check up on you on a daily basis. We have the senior centers, and that's probably the biggest thing that people have heard of. We have 7 of them throughout the county, and you can get socialization, a hot meal, health screenings, exercise. We partner with the Arundel Community College. They bring instructors for exercise classes to teach. We also have the long-term care program, which helps people stay in their homes as long as possible, make sure that people are getting their medications and make sure that they are getting their groceries and just help them live in their homes. We have the state health insurance program, which helps people set up their Medicare and also make sure that they are on the correct prescription drug plan, which is hard for a lot of people. That's something that people don't really realize, that once they get into it, it's a lot more difficult than they expected it to be. We have the senior nutrition program. Like I said, you can get a hot meal, and this is one of your fortes.
Right.
Yes, this is something that you do on a daily basis, is make sure children have a hot meal. This is what we do for our seniors. This may be their only hot meal that they have during the week. So we want to make sure that we are reaching that population. And we do that through other senior sites, nutrition sites. We also have the evidence-based programs that helps people with chronic diseases such as heart disease and hypertension and diabetes, and also helping with falls prevention. We have the Ombudsman program that helps protect against residents' rights and advocate for individuals that are in nursing homes. They help against elder abuse and neglect, which happens, and so we do have people that monitor that. We have an assisted living program. If you're looking for somewhere, you know that you may need a little more care, then you could go to our assisted living, and they will find some place that works best for you and your family.
So talk a little bit, the falls.
Falls prevention.
I'm
so we have a
intrigued.
falls prevention class. It helps you with your balance.
Wow.
It's a free program, free workshops. Usually they last about 6 weeks.
Okay.
But it really helps older adults learn how to stand, how to fall, and how to, one of the biggest risks when you are older is breaking a hip.
When I think that's what you often hear, right? So it could be the elderly person, and when they do fall, they might be very sufficient at home by themselves.
Yes.
But once that happens, depending, is it multiple steps to get into the house? There's all those different things that once they fall, and if they broke a bone or they're injured, that would then have them pulled out of their house, which is exactly what we don't want to happen.
We don't. We want to keep them in their homes as long as possible. We can also work with other community partners that maybe you need a chair rail in your shower. We have resources that can help. So there are a lot of different ways that we are able to help. And this is planning for your future. Maybe you don't think you need it now. Maybe you don't think that you're old. I'm not old, you're not old, we're not old, we don't feel old, but we want to prepare you for when things do happen.
And there's so much. So if somebody was watching, or if it's even a person that's not feeling like they're elderly yet, right, or that there would be in the senior market, but they want to look and see if something's out there, or if something would suffice, that they could still be part of. They could participate a little bit in and just kind of get their feet a little bit wet. Where can they find, like, what do they do to find the resource to just peruse something on their own and see what's really available? Because you have so much.
We do. Well, anybody can call our phone number. It's 410-222-4257. But we have a ton of volunteer programs. And through the senior centers, I don't know how they would do it without all of the volunteers that they have. And you could do anything from greeting people at the door, or serving people food, or making sure that people have a phone call, or just walking someone throughout the senior center, walking them around, showing them around. You could be part of their boards and try to help improve the senior centers. There are so many volunteer programs. We also have the tax preparing program that we're partnering with AARP, and anybody can come to the senior centers. I think they're at the libraries as well, and they can help with that.
Wow. So how many volunteers would be at a center?
I know Pascal has about 130.
Holy cow, really?
Yes, yes. We have about, throughout our senior centers, our member base is about 14,000 people in the county. And you can be 55 years or older, and it's completely free.
Wow.
Yes, you can come and join in on any of the fun. There are some days I go in there and everybody is dancing. It's the most fun. I would like to sit there
and just
well,
participate,
right,
but
yes,
just watch.
Yes.
Right?
There are singers that are amazing. They get to go on trips. They get to just be with each other.
Wow.
And socialization is one of the biggest factors in keeping people in their homes.
And I think probably volunteers could be of all ages, but I think what a perfect way at 55 or 60, right? So you're almost, well, you're really there, right? I guess you can participate, but to be able to give back first and see what niche, what part of aging and disabilities programming do you want to be part of, or can you offer assistance?
And there are so many different generations. There are parents going, but then their children are now going to the senior center, so they get to be with each other. Yes. Yes.
That is absolutely fantastic. So let's talk a little bit, and I think you talked a little about innovation and what are the innovative programs that are offered. You talked a little bit about one of the shopping.
So speaking of nutrition, we have the Shop and Eat program, which is something, it is a class that you need to take. It's for nutritional value, and you learn how to count your calories and make sure you're having all of the colors of the plate. And I know you can talk more on this and all of the details and what it would need nutritionally. But it is something that people can join. If you're 60 years or older, you are eligible. You need to sign up for it. You need to take the class, but you can get your groceries at a grocery store for half the price.
Yeah, I just think that's amazing. To not only be able to have all that nutritional knowledge going in and to learn how to shop, right? How do you shop when you're in a grocery store? I mean, there's a technique.
Yes.
There really is. And you want to shop the perimeter, right? The outside of the shopping of a supermarket is where you're getting your fresh, your most nutritious items. So I love that they could go there, they could have all that class, and then be able to have money off of what they're buying. I think, again, that anything that partners with nutrition, I love. So I'm like, when I heard that you all did that, I just think it's a fantastic program.
Yes, and we offer it through all of our senior centers. So just anybody can go on our website and find out more details about it.
That's fantastic. So let's talk a little bit, because I'm sure somebody watching is like, all right, this is Jodi Rissy. She's supervisor of food service. I talk about child nutrition all the time. So they're probably saying, how could Anne Arundel County Aging and Disabilities be partnering with Anne Arundel County Public Schools? And even more so, why with food and nutrition services?
Right.
So I think you and I hit it off instantly the first time we met. Do you want to share a little bit about how we met, and then what did we, first partner on, and how we both saw that there was a complete alignment right away?
Sure. I think that this was just a partnership meant to be, because we see a lot of individuals in the community. We see the grandparents, but we also see the grandparents with their grandchildren. They are taking care of their grandchildren, or maybe their children have to work and then they have to take care of them during the day or pick them up off of the bus. But they are the ones that mentor these kids too. if we give the nutritional value to the grandparents, then they can give it to the children as well. And then the children know what to eat. Maybe they don't want the French fries. Maybe they want the baked potato instead. Maybe they make better choices. So when you start from the top and make it go down the line, it helps everybody out. And so we partnered at the Brooklyn Park Farmers Market. That was, I'm so glad that we have done that. And I do want to give a big shout out to Schlegel Farms. Thank you so much. You're amazing. But we are so happy to be part of this because Brooklyn Park we know is a food desert, and it's hard for some individuals to get nutrition and food and make sure that they can get the right things. So you have brought this to Brooklyn Park, and we are so thankful that you have done that. And we are right around the corner. Brooklyn Park Senior Center is right next door. So
it's a short walk up the hill.
It is. And just to get the seniors and the children and bring together county agencies to provide the information, and not just nutritional, but county information that is available, and it's free and great resources for people. It really was a great partnership.
Yeah, no,
for
I
us.
think it was an instant relationship that was so positive. And you know, I just want to go back to what you talked about of, you know, how the grandparents, the more information you give them about nutrition, they are teaching their children and their grandchildren.
Yes.
But we do a little bit of the same thing in Anne Arundel County Public Schools, and I always say, how do we cultivate communities of wellness? So when we do our unlimited fruits and vegetables at school lunch, and they're trying roasted carrots or roasted Brussels sprouts and butternut squash and acorn squash, and a lot of the great things that Mr. Schlegel grows for us here in Anne Arundel County, I love to think that the students go home, or our children go home, and they say to Mom, you know, I had Brussels sprouts today. And then they say to Grandma, I can't believe what I had at school lunch today. So I love it that I think we're both working the same, the same channel, right? You're pushing it down and I'm pushing it up, so we can both really teach just a healthy lifestyle, and a great way to be active and physically active and eat healthy is, I think, perfect for both of us. And I think that's where our relationship has blossomed most.
Yes, I mean, isn't it funny? Because speaking of my son, there are times that he really didn't want to eat the broccoli or the spinach or anything else that we had provided him, even though we told him it was a great idea. But then he went out into the world and he saw other people eating it, and social media is such a big factor in influencing these children and seniors as well. But somebody else told him that spinach was good for him, and he came home and wanted spinach. Isn't it funny how it just kind of works
I'm sure
together?
You said it 100 times, right?
Yep. Yep. And now he likes it.
No, so I think it truly has. I think both of our roles, and then I think at the Brooklyn Park Farmers Market, it is probably my favorite project that we do here as a county. To see all the cross-agency partnership and relationship, and truly all of us feeling like one, and providing Brooklyn Park residents, but really more than Brooklyn Park residents. We've had seniors that came up from Glen Burnie, right, and that have come over from the western part of the county. So we really want everybody to come, but it is awesome to be able to really provide that community all those great resources, for their children, the grandchildren, the seniors, WIC participants, you name it, right? We're all there to provide the best resources and the best produce that you could get anywhere from Schlegel Farms.
Absolutely. And we had also talked about pop-ups and trying to get that started in the county so people don't have to come from Glen Burnie or Odenton just to get to the Brooklyn Park Farmers Market. We want to provide it in more areas. And this is something that Schlegel Farms has offered, so this is something that we will do.
Yeah, when you say a pop-up, somebody's probably saying, like, a pop-up, like, what's a pop-up? It's a pop-up farmers market.
Right. It might not be on a weekly basis, but we will advertise when it's coming up, and we will make sure that it is in a localized area for children, for seniors, and make sure that the whole community can benefit from it.
Yeah, and I think Schlegel's, again, partnering, and I know we both have said how wonderful they are to work with, but in that case where they were able to go to one of your senior centers, right, and just do a pop-up market where all that beautiful color of fruits and vegetables were, and they were able to purchase the items they wanted, they were able to meet the farmer, right? I mean, I just think, meeting the farmer and knowing where our food is grown, right, and who's harvesting our food, and they take such pride and care in what they do, makes me feel better every day of what I eat from their farm.
Oh,
right?
they do. They do, and everything that we have seen has been so fresh and so wonderful. And our seniors, they just love it. They really love it. And I know we've talked about the
CSA,
bags. That's one of our favorites. We offer that on Mondays. We get this from Schlegel Farms, and our seniors, we separate it. It may go to our O'Malley Senior Center one week, and then our Arnold Senior Center another week, then Annapolis. But they are looking forward to this. And those bags are so chock full of fresh fruits, fresh veggies, and it is something that it's almost like they're having their own farmers market at the senior center.
Yeah, and it's
amazing.
It's such a surprise, right? There's a surprise element. So again, for the viewers watching, a CSA bag is a community-supported agriculture bag. So we approached the Schlegels years ago, and we just said, when you're going to be at the market, at Brooklyn Park Farmers Market, how can we do and how can we provide a benefit to the employees that are there, to other agencies are there? So I know fire and the fire department, the police department, they all partner with us while we're at Brooklyn Park Farmers Market. And we said, what if we do just a set dollar amount and we have the Schlegels pick their produce for us, right? So be it fruits or vegetables, just like you said, like it's root vegetables in the fall, it might be more berries and things in the spring and in the summer. How can we put together a bag that would just get delivered to us? My kids still ask, what's in the bag? You know, so we participate as a family every Monday, and it is so much fun. The Department of Health, the same thing. The staff members there that participate are so excited to see what's in the bag, and I think it sparks an interest of cooking, right? Because you'll have the item that'll come in there, and I can remember fresh lima beans once, and we all got them, and we were like, well, we think it's a fresh lima bean. We weren't real sure what to do with it, but it's a fresh lima bean. And then the Schlegels graciously came back and said, well, let's provide some recipes when we have that. So both Anheuser-Buschelli at the Department of Health and the Schlegels, along with some of the registered dietitians on staff here at Anne Arundel County Public Schools, have on some of the bags come up with a recipe. So it's another great way when you're taking something home and you're not real sure, like a tomatillo. What am I going to do with the tomatillo? You get to look at it, see it for the first time, and then be able to have a way to incorporate it into a recipe, which is really a great way to experience different fruits and vegetables, know how to, cook them or prepare them, and then have your whole family enjoy them.
Absolutely, and the seniors would bring it home to their kids, their grandkids, and be able to cook all together as a family.
So when these bags come in, and I think it's pretty unique. So as a CSA buyer myself, I get the bag and I just bring it home, and my kids and my husband, we love it. We go we go through, we see what we're going to plan. But what you do with the bags at the center is pretty cool.
Yes.
Because you purchase the bags for a center, but then you do something with those bags.
We do. So they come, like you said, all mixed into one bag. It could have the potatoes, kale, berries, fruit, veggies, anything. But what we do at the center is we separate it and we lay it out in a room, put it on one of the tables, sort of like they would have at a farmer's market. So we're sort of bringing the farmer's market to the senior centers, and then they can have a shopping experience like they would at any farmer's market.
And I think seeing the pictures, that's what you could see. So the seniors are going around the table with all the fruits and vegetables, and they're picking it up, they're looking at it. I mean, they could smell it if they wanted, right? Just the smells of the fresh produce, it smells fantastic.
Right.
And it was really neat to see. Just the smiles, the excitement, it really did make a difference. And I know Schlegels have told us the same thing, and I know I shared that with you, that they love partnering with Anne Arundel County Aging and Disabilities to be able to do that connection for that healthy eating.
Absolutely. We have a great relationship with them, and we could not appreciate it any more than we do. They are wonderful.
Yeah, we talk to the Schlegels often, and we have quite a few farmers. So Baywater Greens is a farmer that we grow from, grows for us as well as Pfeiffer Farms. But Mr. Schlegel and his family have just said time and time again that they're in it for the long haul, both at Brooklyn Park Farmers Market for our CSA bags or for the fresh produce that they're providing to the seniors and to employees, and really a pop-up market or anything that they can do to really have our community members in Anne Arundel County eating healthier.
Absolutely, and we are all in for them to do that.
Yeah, no, it's both it's both our favorite topics.
Yes.
If somebody was watching again and they wanted to say, and I know you're probably looking at programs into the future, and I know you probably can't disclose them all, just like I don't disclose what we're looking at. But, where do you think you're going to go to in the future? And if somebody was really watching again and saying, how do I find these resources? Or I have a great idea for Miss Francis. I would love to see, and I'm sure there's square dancing, but I'm going to pick on square dancing. Like, is square dancing something that's offered? You know, do you accept suggestions like that? If there's a senior out there watching right now and they say, we would love to see.
Anytime.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, we are open to any suggestions. We try to provide what is interesting to older adults or individuals with disabilities. We want to make sure that they have the access to get there, make sure that they have the access to the things that they want to do. And we are looking into innovations through the senior centers. You know, our generations change. Maybe square dancing was great when Grandma and Grandpa were doing it, because I remember doing it with them, and I remember doing it in kindergarten. And square dancing, line dancing is always really big. It just keeps people moving. It keeps them in a routine. We do see each senior center is different as well. They like different things. They like different entertainers. They like different exercise classes. But these exercise classes that the community college puts on, they are amazing. They have great instructors. It's the Center on Living. They are awesome. But we have a lot of changing to do. Like you said, social media is getting a lot bigger. Maybe we put a cafe in one of our senior centers. There are a lot of things that we are looking at because, like we said earlier, it is the fastest growing population and we need to accommodate for it.
Right, and I think always looking into the future. And I think asking, you know, your customer base, which is your seniors, and it's growing, it's just as ours is. I love to go out there and always say, what could we do better? And it's something I always say on the show here. If somebody's watching, and even if a grandparent's watching right now, I want them to call me up and I want them to say, you know, do you offer Korean barbecue meatballs? You know, or what is that food item that a child wants more of, or, you know, one of our teens, maybe they're really looking for something that we had on the menu when we took off. We would love to hear from them. I think just like you would.
And that's how we hear about the gaps in what we're offering. Those suggestions help us to create the innovation to get it moving for everybody.
Yeah, I agree. And again, thank you. I mean, I think the partnership is, it's unbelievable. I don't see it stopping. I think for somebody watching, you know, they're probably, again, looking at themselves thinking, I just don't see aging and disabilities in Anne Arundel County Public Schools being one. And I think we really are. Probably the most powerful relationship is that at Brooklyn Park Farmers Market. I don't think that will ever stop. It's always going to be offered every summer on Brooklyn Park Middle's grounds. And it's a great way for all of our county agencies to come together as one and make a difference for every one of those parents that come in.
Yes.
So we only have about 2 minutes left. A shout out again to Schlegel's, obviously, but can you just, again, give your contact information or the website, wherever you would like somebody watching to go to have all this great information that you just shared?
Of course, they can always call us at 410-222-4257 to learn about any of our programs or services. They can always follow us on Facebook. It's at Arundel Seniors. Or they can go to our website, www.aacounty.org/aging. And we also have a show on WNAV that's called Senior Scene that airs every Tuesday.
Wow. So look at that. Even in that last little shout out, I've learned more. No, thank you, Brandi, for being part of just everything that we do. And what you do for the seniors in Anne Arundel County is amazing. So, you know, thank you to you, your staff, and please keep up the good work.
Thank you to you as well, Jodi. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. As you can see, Brooklyn Park Farmers Market is a great way for our seniors, as well as all of the community members in Brooklyn Park, to get local, fresh fruits and vegetables. We love to do the expansion of all of our partnerships, and especially with aging and disabilities, and looking, how do we connect a senior with our children in Anne Arundel County Public Schools, and how do we look that nutritionally both of them are doing the right thing to be healthy and active throughout their life. If you have questions about the school meals program, like I just talked about, you can always call me at 410-222-5900. You can also email me at jrissy@aacps.org. I look forward to seeing you next time on the next Food for Thought.
The Cafe at Maryland Hall is a collaborative venture between Anne Arundel County Public Schools and Maryland Hall for the Creative Arts. The culinary arts students of the Center of Applied Technology South not only prepare the wonderful food items, they also manage and staff the cafe. Patrons may enjoy a treat or a cup of coffee while also enjoying exhibits and performances from artists in the AACPS PVA program and local art community. This amazing collaborative partnership gives the community an opportunity to experience awesome food and customer service in a rich, artful atmosphere here in the community's art center, our vibrant and exciting Maryland Hall.
The Writing on the Walls course was designed to create an exciting experience for students who might not normally consider taking an art course. We examine modern artists in a modern material, and we encourage students to find their voice and tell their story through their work.
Writing on the Walls is such a fun class. It's a fun way to approach art. This was the first time I realized I might have some artistic ability.
You can have fun and don't have to be a super serious artist to enjoy the class.
It's really fast-paced and exciting. I love how our murals turned out.
I was surprised how much fun I had and how I was just really able to express myself through the art.
Find your voice.
Tell your story.
Sign up for this course today.
Storytelling. Writing on the Walls.